Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here as we're at map number 2 on Cobble with Complexity versus Nexus. 16-2 was our first map score. Second map is actually knife round 1 by Complexity, so they will start things off on the CT side. So interesting to see what Nexus will try to do this time. As they, after that domination, it was a little bit. Let me just retry just in case on my stream as well, so that I don't pull the launders and join into spectator by accident. But we're gonna get the first blood and second one for Nexus as they get 2 towards the A site, and also Saint clearing it out, but one's still hiding towards the back. It's going to be SEMPHIS getting the first kill and a second one, and things turn around quite quickly. Azuber is now stuck towards the unbreakable wall, or the spammable wall. Need to find my words. He's trying to go for those one taps with the USB that he picked up, and as he peeks up, SEMPHIS gets the one tap. And that play that he had was just perfect for him to hold that A site for Complexity and easily turn things around. Oh, that's why. My minimap's not working. So we'll just keep it as is. So no bomb plants coming in for Nexus. It's going to be a Tech 9 armor push for this team, and I thought it was going to be an aggressive push, but they're going to be working slowly towards that middle. Uber getting the first kill, though, onto SEMPHIS, who for Complexity's side still seems to want to play this aggressively, and as aggressively as they had on Inferno. They're going to go for that drop. 2 guys are inside danger zone, though, and Warden's going to open it up with the MP9, but DSR already ran across towards connector and is looking for the flank. He's coming out towards the balcony side, but the opponents are on that A ramp towards that mid side. It's going to be 8 that's going to get the headshot onto Roca. Automatic long range with that P90, but things are turning around, and on the advantage of Nexus, we're looking to have a better game than they had on Inferno, and that spray just not working for Automatic. So at this point, we do have a 4 versus 1 situation. sancz is going to be LMS. He's getting spammed through the smoke, but he's being pinned from all angles, and the eco comes through. Or should I say the force buy with the pistols comes in favor of Nexus, and that's going to put actually Complexity in a broken buy. So we're going to go for Deagle, Armor, 5.7s, and P250s respectively. Just trying to look at it so far. It's going to be an aggressive push and a stack towards B. Pretty standard right now for the CT side. But DSR and company are just going to run out towards this ramp. One guy fully blinded, but sancz still manages to get the kill. Headshots onto DSR. We have committed inside B. We are taking over the area as well. Warden still running around that fountain. And easily gets picked off there by Ape and Daps. So then Roca on our rotation from the A site. Does not work. And Nexus take 2 unanswered rounds, and they're building that money in the bank. So Daps is going to be at the point this time. Another save round, this time with no armor. So they're actually going to go possibly for this mass nade. And that's 1, that's 2, that's 5 lop, but they cannot get the kills. Actually, there's only DSR that's heavily injured by the nades. Expecting a little bit more than that, but at least they do have the stack. So that's 2 kills. With $300 invested across the board, not so bad. And to get 2 kills in the end. But Nexus puts this at a 3-1 score. And this is a real test now. Unfortunately for Complexity, they still don't have enough to go for in AWP with the rounds that he lost after the eco. So we have Warden kind of play what the role of Finesse does towards that drop zone with the Max 7. It's been effective. They're actually quite comfortable with how things have been going for them. On Inferno, that he can utilize this Max 7 inside that drop zone. Automatic ate a lot of nades though to start things off. Or he got legged actually. I kind of missed as I was trying to get back into the server. Boom. And now we're back on action. DSR is spotting another one towards the drop zone. It's going to be Warden. Warden's going to... Oh, that's a waste, actually, of the molly. They're going to smoke and try to jump through the window to try to push more aggressively. They get the headshot onto SEMPHIS at the connector. Warden will have to try to flank across with this Max 7 to move quickly. But autimatic is still towards that A site. He spots him, cannot get the kill. Roca then gets one, picks up the AK-47. It's a 3 versus 3 as Roca is still keeping things alive. Towards that long A, but unfortunately it doesn't pay off. Nice spray there by Ape and by daps for that crossfire setup, leaving sancz the last man standing. 3 versus 1. Flash is coming through. One of them is really low though for Nexus, but daps gets the round for the team. And it is now 4-1 in favor of Nexus. As that's one thing there. Playing that drop zone with that Max 7, you might want to play it more towards that window side, because even long range with the Max 7, you can't really support towards long B anyways. Yes, it's going to be easier for fast rotates if there's counter flashes coming in from the CT side. But if you're actually mollied out and you're just going to stay behind, you're leaving that connector actually quite open. But it did have the peeker's advantage for Nexus to try to look back towards that connector side to pick up SEMPHIS quite easily at those mid double doors. So great timing in the aggressiveness of the terrorist team. They take the lead now by 3 and force complexity back on another save. With no armor across the board for this counter-terrorist team. But they're actually set up close. sancz peeking out. The 2-tap comes through, but traded out by autimatic, who gets 2 CZ kills, reloads, and looks for some support. daps, meanwhile, gets a long-range kill onto SEMPHIS, and then also onto Warden at Boulder. So we're now right down to a 3-on-2, make that now a 3-on-1, and a 3-on-0 as finally it comes in. DSR says, nothing, I need to sleep. He could barely keep his eye open more than it is right now. But things are still looking good overall for Nexus. We'll finally see this op battle between Ape and SEMPHIS. Interestingly enough, though, that it's not daps that's opping, as we saw him try to use it towards that Infernal map. SEMPHIS pushes out towards long, had the better spawn, gets the first kill on to DSR. Roca supporting as well and falling back towards the A side and gets the headshot onto sancz, but we're still pushing through. Great coverage, but then good replies from Nexus's side. So at the end of the day, it's going to be Uber stuck at middle at the middle ramp. And SEMPHIS comes in with the headshot, makes it 5-2. And again, a great hold there from SEMPHIS and from Roca at the beginning of the round. What's up, brother?
What's up?
You know, CSGO stuff. So 5-2 is our score in favor of Nexus. Launder, since you missed it, we had actually a 16-2 map score for complexity on Inferno. Oh, you saw?
Brutal.
Yeah. So we're going to move out to now round number 8 with the full gun round still on both sides. But it's going to be 5 AKs for Nexus. No AWPs this time in the hands of Ape or onto daps. They do get the opening kill, though. So autimatic will probably recycle this AWP from SEMPHIS on this 5-on-4. Looks like they are setting up a smoke maybe to work towards that left side. Oh, that's a bad lob flash there. Blinding own teammates, yeah. So they try to go for the smoke or maybe the molly to try to cover towards the left side. So the same thing, running through the window. But this time autimatic was ready for it. He drops that bomb, but Uber's going to try to drop down to pick it up. And as he turns around, he gets killed by Warden, but quickly traded out by sancz. 5-on-2 now, as they're going to move inside A. So sancz and Roca. sancz trying to stay alive long enough to give a chance for, or should I say Roca is trying to stay alive long enough to give a chance for sancz to rotate. He's only able to take down one before he's traded out by DSR. Bum will get planted quite easily now with 13 seconds left on the clock. sancz is moving out from the CT connector, and DSR gets the tap.
Nice shot from DSR. It looked like a bit of a wonky A-split from drop there. They tried to get control of it, but we had Warden getting their faces at drop. We had we had autimatic jump up with the op and drop, and so they were really focused on trading. They weren't about to let them split and then work on a retake. And we got the numbers whittled down to a 2-on-1 situation. It favored Nexus, and overall they did a really good job because you go 1-for-1 on T side, you're feeling pretty good.
Oh yeah. And now this puts Complexity back on the save round as they win one and lose one. As Nexus are still continuing on this T side.
So, for those of us who missed it.
As Launders, yes, what's up?
How did this happen? How did Nexus have such a lead? We've seen one like really nice rifle round. Suddenly coL on a save, but they're at a disadvantage, like they're down 4.
Yeah. It was basically the economy was down for Complexity because he won the pistol round quite easily. But a nice 1D there coming in from SEMPHIS raw range from the A bomb site. And a takedown. DSR then retaliates though towards this B site. So what we're trying to say here, they actually went for, they won the pistol round for Complexity, but got ecoed on the second round. So from then on, the economy was already broken for Complexity. As they finally get the first gun round or full gun round with an op in the hands of SEMPHIS, they were to win one round back, but then we still had enough economy built up for Nexus to go for a full buy this round here. And this is why we see a 6-2 score. So autimatic now, the last man standing, 3 versus 1. That bomb is going to go off. They're not going to try to let autimatic save that AK-47. So DSR was trying to hunt him down with the AK first.
As soon as DSR got killed right there, that's a solid eco. That's 3 kills, most people dead. Autimatic comes away with a gun. Yeah, they got the bomb plant. Yeah, they got the bomb to blow up. But even though autimatic doesn't have armor, neither did any of his teammates. They spent no money that round, so that's a pretty successful eco round.
Oh yeah, so you're forcing buys right now for daps and company as they still had a lot of economy built up. So there you go, you have daps after the buy still at $9,000. You have Ape still at 53 and Uber is still at 56. So they're still comfortable to buy for the next round or even maybe the round after, should they lose 3 rounds in a row because of the bonus. Again, they're pushing aggressively with no smokes this time actually, and they pay the price because the crossfire is set up by SEMPHIS and by autimatic. They did lose 2 at first, but it's quickly traded out by these 3 guys inside B. Uber now the last man standing inside the connector from A and B. Makes it a 1 versus 1.
He has them both locked too. I mean, a 1v1 on a site by yourself with 15 seconds, he can plant for anywhere.
Actually, it's 1 minute and 3 seconds still.
No. I mean 15 seconds to yourself before the guy gets to your to your site. Okay. If he knows, obviously that SEMPHIS is on the other side of the map. Now SEMPHIS is just hoping and praying that we come to him because he's got the op. I don't want him to be moving around too much, get caught rotating.
Well, it's a great smoke to start things off and cover it off, knowing that SEMPHIS does have that op. And as it dissipates, the op shots miss, so he knows it's coming from middle. Almost gets the spray, but at the end of the day, SEMPHIS gets the kill. Actually, that's Timothy Ta.
Tim Ta?
And then playing next to him is Jet Li.
Jet Li.
Yeah. So Tim actually does get the defuse. And that, like we mentioned before, there's still a lot of economy built on Nexus' side. So they're going to be very comfortable to buy in this round here. Interesting enough, again, that we don't have the AWP come in, though, for Nexus. And we actually didn't have an extra AK drop for DSR. He just decides to keep the Tech 9. And whoever had 4K, I think that was Ape.
They have extra money?
Yeah. They have, everybody could drop him.
You know, I still like it. I think there's something about having the Tech 9 and then being able to, like, run around real quick, being able to be disposable, being able to pick up a primary if you find it.
Well, DSR also still has $3,100 after this team buy.
Interesting.
So at this point, I think
they had to be conscious.
Yeah, but I think they're buying as a team at that point, right? Because you're looking at them, they're all around 31 to 4K across all 5.
That's also interesting. Yeah, they're all like really even across the board in terms of money. Yeah. So next round, no matter what happens, they have a solid buy. And yeah, again, I don't think it's that big of a... Like, he can go and pick up one of his teammates' guns right now. There's got to be one in reach.
But unfortunately, they lose 2 early in this one. Complexity is looking to come back in this game as sancz gets the headshot onto Uber. The outshot from SEMPHIS. And we're starting to see maybe Inferno all over again, where Complexity just blocks every single entrances, and Nexus cannot get anything done.
So Nexus have been doing really well on T side for a pug. because Ape has been calling, if he's calling like everything like it seems like he's doing.
Yeah.
He's calling these great rotations.
Yeah, and I was talking about it, and I mentioned it at the pregame as well. They actually brought in daps this time instead of Rob Wiz to play for Sunday. So they actually have an extra in-game caller if they need to, or an in-game leader.
Oh.
And what Ape was saying is that the regular maps that are easier to pug, I'll call them, and I'll do the basics. But the harder strats to call, I'm going to let daps do it. And like I said, when you're a pug team like this and you're trying to get things going on Cobble against a professional team, I think you're going to try to have daps try to call instead. But trades are coming through towards B. 1 minute advantage for complexity. daps is going to try to cover it out towards this drop zone to give his teammates a chance to take control of it. Maybe work out for a pick at connector.
You know, Conquest, they have good calls.
Great calls.
They have great calls. They did a great job at SEVO LAN. Kept highlighting how I kept actually crediting Stanislaw, who I thought was calling at the time at the LAN. So he's known to, he called for mobility or whatever. So I thought he was calling, but it was daps.
Yep.
Low-key mastermind.
Well, daps also, well, I was mentioning before too, he has a lot of experience in terms of in-game calling. If I'm not mistaken, he actually even played with Exodus.
He called for Liquid.
Yeah. So he does have that experience there, and he was actually picked up by Liquid after that Exodus stint.
SEMPHIS gets neutralized. I mean, they caught him crossing, and roca now, oh, that's awkward. Wow, he does so much damage too. They really should have killed him though, let's be honest.
Boom! These NA flashes in the morning are amazing. That's like the third one we miss.
NA flashes.
Smokes comes across, body peek, and roca gets the kill.
He should, you gotta win those.
Yeah. Well, especially both of these two players still had a lot of utility to work with post-plant.
I mean, he was literally shooting down the middle of both of them. They were both peeking him. That is the ideal situation for the terrorist to be in. Neither of them could kill him. He got a kill. He did like 180 damage and somehow lived. We hit those.
I'm global.
NA global? EU DMG?
Oh boy. So now the force buy comes in for Nexus, and you know what? Complexity are slowly catching up in this game. It's looking to be close to 7-6, but it's quickly going to be turned around as they take control of drop zone for Nexus' side. But SEMPHIS turns around from the side, gets the op kill. SEMPHIS is going to run through his own molly. Good. Surprise. That's how, in a LAN scene, you do not hear footsteps. He gets the easy P250. Like, you molly, run through your own molly, and the guy never heard it before. That's crazy. Maybe because there's just too much bass.
Just the forest play. Yeah, I mean, who knows, right? Maybe they're coming.
Where?
I pronounced that properly.
And now the bomb is down. Uber is the last man standing. Dropped at the boulder. Everything was covered out. He never really looked towards the statue side. And it's now 7-6. Let's look at that score. Or let's look at the scoreboard now to see the money situation.
Eventually you're Asian, right? Can you fix my computer?
Yeah, I can. Let me give you a power source. That's what you need, right?
Is it? Oh, we have enemy moving out towards long. Actually, a couple of them going for this pretty puggy B split. They don't have any smokes for these, so when they come out, they just need to trade. And it looks like DSR running down path is unable to kill sancz. He gets away with the frag. Sync gets one in backside, and that's huge. They have a lot of map control right now, and Ape has another smoke on the board.
Yeah, thankfully
there's still someone alive at Chicken, though.
Yeah, thankfully for the M4 picked up, and SEMPHIS just over the head of Ape. Gets picked off by the AK-47. And Nexus finally are able to turn things around, and we have a 4-on-1 situation, and Uber long range gets the AWP kill from that chicken coop left behind by SEMPHIS. We're going to move down to the last round of the first half. Things were looking grim for a bit for Nexus as Complexity was crawling back with 4 rounds, 1 in a row. And we just went hard mode. Singh just sniped his own teammate down to 87.
Love tap.
So now let's see what's going to happen. We're going to try to focus a little bit more towards this B, but look how far back, if you're looking at minimap, number 9, daps with that AWP all the way back towards T-spawn to look towards long if SEMPHIS is going to try to go for that aggro pick with the op. But it's not going to be the case. We actually have a 4 even close to maybe, yeah, it's a 4-man stack towards the B site, 1 guy watching towards long.
See, like, Uber throws his molly, and you can have drop. They give you drop. People defend drop from the drop room. They play from the other side of it. But it's an informational play. You can stand down there, and then you can hold it. You can wait for them to retake it. You can risk getting flashed. But you can also put yourself in a position where you don't have to shoot from above. And then, oh, and SEMPHIS actually, with the only op, gets a kill for free. Just completely untraded. That's rough. They're actually running it back to A. But so is the bomb.
But
what is this?
One lurking. Uber's still lurking towards drop zone. At least there's somebody watching there at the same time. So they're back on a 3-2 stack, and they decide to run back towards B because whoever was lurking was like, guys, I heard them rotate out. Let's go back towards B. But there's still 2 guys inside the B site. So it's back to a default for complexity, and Nexus will have to commit it towards B now with 20 seconds left on the clock. Deagle coming out from Warden.
Nexus have definitely moved the bomb right now.
Boom.
Oh, Warden does find one headshot. Looking for a second. autimatic is here to help him out.
And another one dig by Warden to end the half 8-7 in favor of Nexus. A lot better than what happened on the first map, though, between these 2 teams.
Now, we did see 7-4 for Nexus, though.
Yes.
So they only came away with 1 round of the last 5.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was a 1-0. Complexity won the pistol round, and then suddenly daps and company came back and won 5 in a row or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
So actually, it's to see the result at the end right now to be an 8-7 is actually pretty good for complexity. And an 8-7 score right now on Cobble, you think it's pretty standard?
It's, I'd say it's a little bit more T-sided than that, maybe. You know, Nexus might have a hard time. They did do really well on their CT sides on other maps, just in general. Good rotations, right? Their Dust 2 was really solid on CT side, which in my opinion is like one of the hardest maps to play CT side on.
Yeah.
And they move into this map, and they move into this half wanting the pistol so bad. If they had a 9-6, you don't like want the pistol so bad. You're just like, if they get the pistol, we're tied. I can work from the rifle. They still have the map advantages. Now it's like, you know, you got to start from behind if you lose a pistol. Feels bad, man.
Well, the pistol round's coming through, and daps gets the opener onto Warden. The rest of them are pushing up towards this A site at that mid-ramp. Still a 5-on-4, but he calls it for his teammates to rotate across, and daps was actually dinked down to 5, or should I say gooshed. SEMPHIS still hunts him down, but meanwhile, all of his teammates have fallen inside A site, so he will have to try to clutch a 4 versus 1. Cannot go further than the kill against daps, and DSR slows that run. And we have our commercial for our vape there from DSR.
We get it. You vape.
You're so cool.
We get it. Nexus now on 9, going on 10. Complexity opting to buy head armor and all. No nades, just looking to hit shots. They actually don't have a single smoke, which on Cobble, not necessarily necessary. But Ape is spraying them down. Department of Redundancy Department.
It's okay, it's early.
I felt you judging me.
It's early.
From 2
I'll
feet
give
away.
it to you. I'll give it to you.
Oh, sync with the spot.
Yeah, to never check that corner, so autimatic's going to be the last man standing, but easily killed by Ape again. Spraying those bullets to kill him with the spray.
That was subtle. I like that. They didn't get anything going that round. Barely any damage.
Well, we didn't get a bomb plant on first round. We didn't get a bomb plant for a second.
No.
After a pistol buy.
Nope.
So it's a standard P250 across the board, and then the full gun round, but not enough for AWPs on the 4th. So let's see what complexity could do. Nothing so far as daps is holding towards that drop zone. We still have a scout working in the back from DSR.
Let me just say, what would be more infuriating than getting mode bound by a guy named A Brother in all caps?
I was singing it too.
Right?
Yeah.
Like if that guy was in deathmatch, I just wouldn't want to die to him.
I don't want to die to Avicii when I'm playing CSGO.
Avicii? Is that, say that?
Hey, brother.
Oh, right. I thought it was like a Pete reference or something.
No.
It's obviously a lot more wholesome when Pete says it. Yeah. But just seeing like all caps on your kill feed.
That's true. It could be infuriating. So here we go. Here we go. We called it here a full AK round for complexity, but with no bomb plants in the last 3 rounds, they don't have that much utility to work with. The only thing that they have or smokes and maybe one flash for an entry. But for the rest, it's going to have to come out to all-out fragging. But we have plenty of utility for Nexus for the counter flashes. And this is interesting enough because Complexity won 16-2 against Nexus on Nexus' map choice. And now this is Complexity's map choice, and they're actually losing the Nexus.
Oh, NACS.
We are waking up right now on Uber and DSR side. They are getting the frags.
No, Sync does have a good spot. He's got their 5v4. DSR has this op. I think they're waiting for him to peek, though. Warden somehow finds his way into the site and kills. I don't even know how that happened. He actually just jumped out. Very sneaky of Warden. A-Brother with the P90 gets a dink. 180 damage so far in this round. Will he push through the smoke? They hear the flash bounce off his body. He's going to rethink his decision.
That's why he's just going to hide in there. sancz, meanwhile, is clearing it out. It is a 2 versus 2. Make that a 2 versus 1.
Finishing the job.
With the P90.
After a couple of good entries. I'm not exactly sure how they got out long B like that so well, but...
Is Ape having Pringles for breakfast? That was a can of Pringles.
Are they sour cream?
It looked original. It was a red can.
I'd still eat them. I'd take those.
At 9 a.m.? Actually, it's already 10:43. Wow.
Okay, so
Time
like
flies.
At 10, like getting on 11, you'd eat some Pringles, but not at 9.
Yeah.
At 9, you're judging.
Yeah. It's too salty in the morning, man.
You're too salty.
Hey, brother. 12-7 is our score in favor of Nexus after winning that round, but still a full gun round for Complexity as they did get a bomb plant with the bonus money. They have enough for rifles. Smarter for them to go with full armor as well. They are against M4s and not AKs that were left behind from the round before, except for daps that picked it up from the last round. An aggressive push by Ape to look towards mid, but the rest of the guys are still pretty slow here for Complexity.
And Nexus aren't taking it upon them to actually push through. With something that Knights That Splice did was they would push through A every once in a while, especially on that pistol round where we saw Slemmy do it and get so much info. They're playing close up, but because Complexity have forfeited all of A, if they push through right now, they'd have so much more info. That is Nexus. Though they do have 4 people here. It should be enough to hold.
daps is just under here, this drop zone. So many footsteps being heard right now. Going for that double peek. Almost gets it, but autimatic gets the trade. But then sancz is still holding towards the back of the chicken coop. Well, they never spotted Uber at the drop, at the broken wall. And that's a great round, actually, and a hold for Nexus.
Yeah, I mean, the double peek get dropped. They guaranteed the 1-for-1. Obviously, they want to get they want to keep 2 alive. They have 2 people peeking at the same time, but then every other trade goes the way of Nexus as well.
Still a full AK buy. Small armor though for Complexity.
A single smoke. That is the most. That's a smoke we should pay attention to. All right,
a flash.
That's how it's being used. That is the one smoke that they have, and they're using it to cause some confusion at long B. It's not a bad smoke to use. They didn't actually get out with it. They literally have no smokes now. They literally have to dry peek. I'm going to say it again, quite literally every angle on the map now. Which is not a happy place to be, especially with an op on the board, which there is none.
Yeah, they also only had 1 flash, and they just utilized it as well without really committing towards the site. I would probably see, yeah, throw that smoke to create confusion towards B, then use that flash to try to work towards the A site. Maybe they used it. Autimatic drops down, gets a second one, though, and this opens up the B bomb site. They're closing in, and there's only going to be 1 player inside the back at the chicken coop, and that's going to be sancz. He's done it before to hold it. Can he do it again? As he peeks out, he's going to rotate across. Autimatic's going to move out, waiting at the door. Pre-fire coming through. As sancz gets the frag, but the rest of the guys are moving outside towards this B drop.
Did you see
Bomb is
sancz
going to planet.
Wow, sancz just baited him so hard.
Warden headshots him long range, and that's it. daps on the full rotate at long B, gets picked off, and that resets it back.
Yeah, Complexity to put 1 on the board. And again, no nades, no utility whatsoever. Autimatic just came out drop, man-moded it, killed 2 people, and was like, we're not losing this round, it's 5v3.
And they definitely stacked enough money by winning 5 rounds in a row in the second half here for a Nexus. So they will go for a full buy with an AWP, and it's going to be Ape that's going to open it up against Roca. Still no ops in the hands of Complexity. So we're going for full AK pick. sancz was spotted. And he also spots an enemy at the fountain. That's going to be synced. Able to dispatch him, but quickly traded off by DSR and refragged by Warden as they're dropping and committing inside B. Automatic run through the smoke. This is going to be huge for daps, who manages to get the kill. It's a 2 versus 1 now. Bomb will get planted. Warden is low on HP, but SEMPHIS and Warden will try to hold it together.
One player spotted. Damage is done. Oh, not the flash. Or not the smoke to cross. Wow, SEMPHIS gets to an even better spot. Will he take the peek, though?
Yeah, you know SEMPHIS. He's always going to peek.
Rothschild. A kit, a smoke, a flash.
And he gets it.
He does. He doesn't use the smoke. He doesn't use the flash. I think he's just so worried that someone's getting aggressive right when he pulls a nade out and opts not to use it. I mean, 1v2 with the nades, it's tricky. Sometimes you don't want to use them. Complexity 2 in a row. That's exactly what Nexus really didn't want to see. I mean, if Nexus won that round, it's back on its day for coL. Like, money is broken. All of a sudden, Nexus's money is broken. These crucial rounds.
Oh yeah, definitely. I just noticed I missed your call.
You don't pick up my calls?
Sorry.
Better things to do?
You used to call me on my cell phone, just now. Just busy casting. Warden gets a plant though on his safe eco against Nexus. No armor across the board as well for Nexus, and they'll pick up an AK-47 left behind by Ape. Or Ape's gonna pick it up left behind by SEMPHIS, sorry. They do have one on the long flank, and Warden's just gonna hold it back. And that is sancz, who he's battling up against. Just trying to spam across, get in a nade as well, and sancz will manage to get that kill at the end. Jump peek, DSR falls. Mac 10 actually in the hands of autimatic to add some money to the bank. Now Uber's just on the other side for the flank, whiffs all the shots almost, but he's still getting hunted down and he's picked off. Still trying to find Ape, but he's going to be safely inside T-spawn to salvage that AK-47.
They definitely did a bit of damage. It's always worth when you don't have armor. coL did a great job cleaning up though, putting the bomb down. Every time you plant the bomb, you can just win the round. When you plant the bomb, that's $800 per player. What are you laughing about?
You said you plant the brown?
I'm done.
You plant launders.
Excuse me?
13 to 10 is our score. Nexus, of course, with that save that they had before, will go back on a full buy, but not enough for an AWP. But you do have a sniper rifle on the hands, or in the hands of SEMPHIS for Complexity's side. So they'll try to use him to try to get an opener here. Where is he set up? He's at A long with roca to try to control A. If you're looking at that minimap, you're looking to go for that possibly mid to B split with 2 lurkers outside B.
Oh, sancz is opportunistic. He's always going to look at these peaks, and he actually will find the trade. sancz is kicking himself right now. Oh, but sancz. And it looks like daps is opportunistic himself. He jumps up and gets the trade. Ape finds one on the other side of the map, and
suddenly it just dropped the bomb too.
roca is the player in the best position right now. It's also the scariest position, but if someone's going to find a trade, it's him, and there it is, the first kill and a second over on the A site. Well, they still have control of the bomb, and they still have to get Complexity, still have to get it back, though. SEMPHIS, 3 kills in a row, unanswered from Nexus. Hey, brother.
Is going to be the last man standing. So ball's going to get picked up. We have 10 seconds left on the clock. They run through the vents, and roca's going to get picked off by daps. So at least we'll get the bomb plant, and we'll know where daps' vicinity is. We know he's going to be rotating from CT spawn, and he picks him off at that balcony. It's going to be now 13 to 11, and they had such a great start for Complexity. Thankfully for them that it finished on that 1 versus 1, because that first kill that they actually had on the other side of B from autimatic was perfect to sell that fake, because that's what he wanted to do. Lurk 2 guys towards the area. They get a kill. They're able to sell that fake, but then what changed was Ape got the kill onto Warden at mid and dropped the bomb carrier. So you're able to rotate across these CT guys and narrow it down to a 1 versus 1 in the end. So Nexus almost actually won that one.
Right.
But thankfully SEMPHIS is still on point with his AWP this morning.
And roca gets 3 kills. He gets the nade kill, gets 2 trades. Or 1, I can't remember. Either way, he had a high impact that round. It was super important in that situation. Man disadvantage. And again, you just got to trade. Complexity are doing a great. Okay, one thing we're seeing is Nexus are just constantly on saves now. It's like all of a sudden it's Complexity's game. They're winning every round, and it's easy to come by the early rounds. The early rounds, anyone can get those. You know, we've seen MTG Game Gods, and what is it? MT Game Gods?
What are you talking about?
I forget, the Indian team. They got like both pistols and like they got like 9 rounds on NIP. Okay, they got 9 rounds on NIP. They didn't win though. They didn't come close to winning.
Are we going to go back to that analogy of IM versus professional?
No. There are professional players on this team. I can't go back to that.
3-on-3 right now as the bomb is planted. We are looking for exits and salvage some guns. It's traded out on a 2 versus 1 as Warden and Roca going to work to take down the last 3. Uber, daps, and Ape respectively inside the B bomb site. And they're 1 round away of tying things up, which is okay actually for the way that Nexus have always been ecoing so far. Because they want to get that economy, and not for a double op setup. And if they actually win this one, you're forcing drops on the other side, maybe even a pistol save, because you actually force Complexity on multiple buys in the past few rounds.
But what we're seeing is a great amount of adaptation on the side of coL. In the first half, they came back. In the second half, they came back. And again, Nexus were able to take an early round. And I think even though we split pistols, we've seen an eco in the middle of that. Oh, and it looks like daps. Looking for this. Spray down, gets 190 damage off, doing quite a bit of damage here. And Warden to come out, drop and catch. Rotators, nobody is hearing anybody though. And they'll come back to try to clean him up, but he gets 2 for his troubles. They're salty. That's so upsetting.
So it's back on a 2 versus 2. They're moving out towards this A-bomb site. SEMPHIS up towards that mid-ramp. They spot one towards the back of the side. It's going to be 8. Try to go close range here in this fight towards the connector side. It turns down to be a 2 versus 1. He saw the barrel of the gun of 8. He saw the top of the dome, misses a shot, and still is trying to wait for DSR to peek out. He's got 35 seconds left on the clock. So still plenty of time to work with. Here comes that peek from DSR. Unfortunately for him, though, he had his pistol out. That means now that he's spotted, he's going to try to go back from long. But funny thing is, DSR thought that because of that, SEMPHIS will go all the way back towards that connector side to B. But the thing is, he saw him retreat towards the left side. Yeah, maybe he could still go through the double doors in the back and head towards B. So smarter move for SEMPHIS to narrow it down to a 1 versus 1 situation for the site respectively. But 8 was still waiting by the truck side CT spawn, gets the op kill, and 14-12 will be your score in favor of Nexus to turn things around. And we mentioned it before, the economy is hurt right now for Complexity.
Yeah. That was a nice angle from Ape. Good job on the trade.
Yeah.
SEMPHIS causing that rotation was really nice. Like 1v2, like how do I get a rotation? How do I get the one guy to the other side? And that was the only way to do it. You know, he ended up going back to A. He could have gone B. Either way, it'd been a 1v1.
What's good here so far, it's with this 14-2 score, you have this force buy from Complexity. So what's crucial is that if Complexity loses this round, the bonus money that they're going to get is $1,900, and they have absolutely no money left. So they'll be forced on a pistol buy with Nexus at game point situation. If they actually win this round, though, they're going to put Nexus on a save, and they could tie it up 14-14, and both teams will have enough economy for round number 29 and 30.
Yep.
So this is a crucial round, but seems to be in advantage of Nexus so far. So trying to commit towards his big bomb site, but it's tied up. Nice nade by Roca onto sancz, as they're still trying to move inside this B bomb site and trying to get a plan from Warden. But big flank from Uber, drop the bomb carrier. And this is looking great now for Complexity as you only have 1 more remaining, and that's autimatic with the AK. Flash being thrown, trying to spray all across towards the other side. Close range, it's going to be daps, but that P90 does not come to fruition this time. Still 30 seconds left on the clock. He's up against Uber and Ape as he peeks out. Game point situation or map point situation for Nexus with Complexity broke as a joke, especially with no bomb plants.
That got really scary. They managed to find sancz on the statue in the middle of the site. Once he went down, they had forfeited pretty much all the site control. You had dabs with a P90 on the back of the rectangle. And they still managed to come back from that, win their trades. Complexity, however, had a couple of Tech 9s. I mean, they weren't on the best buy ever. They were on that future shop. Oh, DSR in a great spot right now to get a couple kills. Does find one and looks for a second.
Well, it's just going to be automatic now on another 3 versus 1. This time he does not have a rifle. He has an AWP. The bomb is down with over a minute. You can see the focus from DSR. But everything's pretty much smoked out, so they could focus on holding angles to surprise autimatic and basically not re-peek anymore. It's going to be a tough feat for autimatic to win this one. 50 seconds left on the clock. He's creeping out from the drop zone. It's going to have to be DSR that's going to peek out to try to get some information from that wall. No, he just started running. He's going to get hurt. daps knows exactly where he's at. Everybody's focusing through. Oh, he actually nails him through the wall. Down to 10 HP. Smoke coming through. And daps getting that kill at the end. And that's going to end at 16-2 on the second map. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are actually going to a third map, which is going to be on Cache.
Well fought. From 16-2 to 16-12.
Well, we mentioned
16.
it. Yeah. Nexus actually woke up now. We're going to see a great game on Cache.
Now, both teams won the others' respective maps, right?
Exactly.
And it's going to end right here on Cache. Is that better for our pug?
That's what I was mentioning before. I think it is. Because a map like Cache, it comes down to getting basic smokes. So everybody knows how to throw the smokes to try to block out Z. Everybody knows smokes how to block out the truck side at A. And everybody knows smokes how to block out Heaven and CT spawn inside B. This is if you're executing towards T side. Now you're narrowing down the area, then you just run in and go pug side to try to get a few kills. On top of that, you'll lob grenades towards the quad. You'll lob grenades towards the headshot box on highway. And then that's enough to make enough damage to take control of middle and towards the A side. So it all depends who's going to have the better firepower on T side to get as many rounds as they can, because it's still pretty CT sided in my opinion these days for Cache. But if we're seeing the way that DSR and Uber finally woke up and are starting to get these kills, I think we might see Complexity in trouble.
Have we seen a Cache played yet?
Nope. This is our first one.
First Cache.
And the same thing is, I was talking to Warden before this best out of 3 happened. He said, I'm okay with losing to CLG. I just don't want to lose to a pug right now. I respect them because they have the skills, but they're a pug team, and we're pretty much a 5-man core team because we always see each other. We practice here and there. Of course, they're still putting it kind of because they don't have their core 5th, but at least they're still a solid 5-man roster.
I mean, they're playing with someone who has helped them build their map pool, right?
Exactly.
The only difference is he's actually in the server with them shooting.
So what's going to happen with that? Will actually Nexus win this third map and go into the grand finals to face off against CLG Blue this afternoon? Or will it be, of what we expect, a victory for Complexity? We'll soon find out as they'll take a quick commercial break. As Vansley and Launders will be back for some more Northern Arena action here on Twitch TV.
That's it, Foxy.